Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. So previously I reviewed and we had a giveaway for the Steelbone Desert type here, 125 scale mech by Joy Toy. Really good. I put the video in suggested videos. You want to check out that review. Fantastic looking mech. And then not long ago I reviewed this next one. This is a steel type firepower one. Really nice. I like this cockpit with this sort of a clear perspex or ballistic glass, whatever that the pilot can see through. Obviously that's one's more on, but I just like the look of this one. Well, now I'm going to be looking at another one. I'll be looking at the 125 scale Grey God of War. This looks like a badass 125 scale mech. Again, it's got like these schematics, sort of almost drawing types on the front on the side and the side on the other side. Looks really nice. On the back it shows you the figure that comes in it. Also sort of posed in the cockpit, which you can just about make out despite the glare there. So without further ado, I'm going to open this and get it out, have a little play. They'll compare with these two after. So let's get right into it. So these out of this box, we can now open up the display box and see what it actually looks like. I do like these boxes. I do like that sort of Cyclops looking eye. That looks really nice. Get a better look in the picture there. We can just about make out the mech there. Let's open him up and see what he's like in the flesh. So again, we have this double tier plastic case system. The bottom part will be the accessories and pilot normally. And then the top part is the mech. I can't see the pilot, but those swords are huge. Yeah, I can see the pilot there. Okay, so let's have a look at the accessories first. It does come with this instructions, which tells you the parts that come in and what goes where. They're not always the clearest, but it says all parts are ×2. That's quite clear. And it shows you can take off some of the guns, and the actual figures can hold like a huge rocket launcher we see down here, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's have a look. So we have some tape there. Let's just quickly slide this off. Okay, that's good. So we have, that's just ridiculous. Sword number 1. I mean, that is huge. That is as big as the mech, literally. We have another one, sword number 2. Blood for blood, it says on the sword. We have here the assault rifle, looks really nice. It looks like it's got an attachment that can go on the end, maybe. Looks cool. We have then the shoulder sort of a rocket launcher. This we saw that the figure was holding, and these do open up. There is a rocket inside which does come out. Very nice feature. I like that. Then we have more accessories here for the gun, for attaching things, some grenades, and in here we have like a figure who's like really bent over to the one side there. Let's have a look at him first. So he comes with a spare hand and an assault rifle. Let's have a look at his sculpt. Pretty decent sculpt, not bad to be fair. Quite a lot of people love the 125 scale stuff because obviously it's really easy to do. It makes everything easier for scale because it's small. You can make things not huge and they still will scale well. 118 is good. When you start getting to like 112, it becomes more difficult because things get huge and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so looks pretty nice. Let's bring a bit closer. He can look left and right. There's not really much of a forward to backwards. There's quite a good side to side though. Shoulders, he gets to flat. Bicep bend. He does get the 90 degrees, which is cool. He has trunk, so he can turn, dip side to side, forwards, backwards, and turn his waist. Legs, the don't go so far, but some of the sculpt gets in the way, but it's all right. There's a hip twist, double knee bends, he gets nice and tight on his legs and ankles. His feet turn, small tippy toe. Can you see the tippy toe? Very small tippy toe. And his dorsiflexation, his Michael Jackson, his tippy is small as well. And his feet don't have a swivel like this, which is not really needed. I don't think I'll be putting him in splits position anytime soon. Anyway, not a bad looking figure. Oh, sorry, he has one spare hand, which is pointing. It is a left hand. He has a pistol and he has this assault rifle, which is pretty cool. He does have a place, or does he? Yep, he has a holster for his pistol on the leg here, which you can just about make out. Pretty cool looking figure, but he is secondary to what we got the set for, which is the Mech. And then the bag of goodies here, which I spoke about briefly earlier, where we have different bits and bobs for the Mech. We have clips for the gun, we have add-on parts, these grenades, and so forth. Okay, let me get the Mech out, have a quick look. In fact, let me set him up first, and then we'll have a look after, then do some comparisons. Okay, so let's do the setup. Okay, he is set up. The only thing I will say, you see these two parts on the top, like almost like sights, and got the handle. On the actual diagram, they are opposite. So this has the little thing on this side, and the other one has the other side. But in reality, they're both on the same side. So whether that's just a fault in the printing, or whether I've got two the same side, I don't know. But it doesn't make much of a difference. Looks really cool. He can't get his arms that close to it, well, he can, to his body. And I wish his arms... Do they straighten more? This one should straighten a bit. Oh, okay, a bit more. Very stiff joints. Actually, that's good. Really, really nice. In fact, he's taller than the swords because his legs were a little bit bent to put him inside the box. Looks pretty cool. You see, you can have his grenades here on the sides of his thighs, and his part on his chest here. You see, he puts the clips for his gun, and they do have bullets in, which is awesome. Very, very nice. Well, look how he holds his gun in the moment. So he has these two articulated rocket pods on top. And again, as I said earlier, they open and you have the rockets inside, which is awesome. Very, very nice. And they can move around, up and down, left to right, etc. Swords clip on his back in a nice cross ways, but I'll be taking them off now to look at his articulation because they will impede it to a degree. The little thing on top of his head, does that move? It looks like it wants to, but it doesn't. And the little Cyclops eye doesn't move either, that I can tell. Cockpit is just very, very simple. You open up, there's actually not much inside. There's not really any detail now, which is a shame, but it's a great looking mech. I love that sort of waist section too. Reminds me of AIM from Fortnite. Never played the game, but I've got quite a few of the 1/18 scale figures, particularly AIM. I'll stick messages to videos and check that out. Very similar sort of waist section to that. Okay, let's look at articulation. So arms, his arms, God, just about go all the way around. Shoulders, he gets over he has these moving pieces here. You could take them off, I guess, to get better articulation, but it's over flat anyway. He has a bicep swivel, double jointed biceps, so he should, in theory... Oh, that is super stiff. Let's try the other arm. There we go. Get really, really tight on his arms. That one can do it, just that it's super stiff on one side of the joint, which... Oh, I would have to put in hot water, I think, because that is really stiff. So really good bicep articulation. He can turn from the trunk, dip really well forwards, nice backwards, really, really good sideways. That's amazing. Look at that. It's like an awesome trunk articulation. That reminds me of almost the Kree Sentry from Marvel Legends. He's got really good trunk articulation. It wasn't a very popular bath, but I really like it. Again, I stick him to the videos and check that out. Hips, full splits, easy. Look at that. That won't be an issue. Forwards and backwards, again, full splits, no problem. So we have some really, really dynamic articulation of this. There's no thigh twist. Now, he does have a double kneecap, but I'm suspecting this part of the sculpt will get in the way. So let's have a look. So that sculpt gets in the way. He can't go much more than that. But what he can do is he gets like almost a animal or rear leg of a horse articulation as well, which is a pretty cool feature. So you can change how he looks from being like a humanoid to like almost, or having humanoid articulation in the legs, to having horse-like animal articulation. Oh, these parts with the grenades, they do swivel around, so the grenades can go upright. So he has good tippy toe. Woo-hoo. Here's dorsiflexation. Here's Michael Jackson. Let's have a look. Amazing. That is like phenomenal. And bear in mind, if you look at that, that's just ridiculous. Because he can bend his legs the wrong way too, he can get even further than that. So that's really good. There's no turn on the ankle, but there is a swivel up and around. So if his legs come out, he can still get relatively flat. Not completely, because they still turn when they come around. But they will go slightly flatter than before, maybe. Let's have a look. Am I wrong or am I right? The problem is it's going to change. You have to get his hips to roll backwards slightly as well. Almost, not quite for full split to get his feet in nice position, but not too worried. He's got really good articulation. I think this is going to be a really fun mech for posing and for doing photography with, and dios if you're into that sort of stuff. Okay, let's see how he holds his assault rifle. I didn't look at his hands, sorry. So his hands are on a ball, like a ball. So it does this, but it does also circle down, but it is a ball. And he has articulated fingers and thumb, 3 on each hand. So gripping will be easy. There are advantages, disadvantages. Disadvantages, it'll take a bit longer to set up because you've got to try and get it right. And advantages are I can grip various size things, and as long as his joints are quite stiff, he'll grip them well. So let's see, how does he hold this? Let's put one finger through the trigger. And his hands come off, which is not an issue. Stick that back on, but it also means I can get the hand into a nice position before I stick it back. So he holds that with his hand particularly well. And let's see if I can get his arms around to where I want them to go. Now the other thing now is having that clip on his chest here is slightly getting away. In fact, having these things that hold the clips also gets in the way of his articulation. You can change their position, but I think it'd be better not to have them on, if I'm honest. Okay, a bit better now. Yeah, those clips are going to make it a little bit awkward for him to hold this how I want it with this stock into his shoulder. Obviously, he doesn't need it in his shoulder because it's a Mech. It should be more and powerful enough to hold this. Ugh. Alright, do these parts come out, I wonder? Yes, they do. Fantastic. So now get his arm across better. Let's put it back in his hand again. Okay, into his shoulder. Can he grip the other handle? Woo! It's going to be a touch close. I reckon with a bit more time, I will get him to hold that. But at the moment, he's just missing that handle there. So what I will do instead is just change his hand around and have him gripping, hopefully. The other part of the gun, but now this stock has come out of his shoulder. Well, that's... Okay, there we go. Holds that particularly well. Looking like this. Looks good. Very, very nice. I like that. He can't get his arms across enough. A little bit more, and that would have been like almost perfect, but still pretty good. Okay, here's walking great big ridiculous swords. I mean, these are just like ridiculous. Kind of confusing because you want the blade which way, that way or that way? Yeah. See, I want the blade to go that way, but I guess it should be that way. Okay, that way because the handle. Okay, not confusing, just me being silly perhaps. And you can see how big that is. That's almost as tall as him. If his legs were bent like in the box, it is about the same height. And this is where his hands, having that finger articulation does come in really handy. His hands come out, but that's okay. It means I can get a nice tight grip, then put it back in. He is a nice looking mech, really nice. The only thing, like I said before, the cockpit just seems a bit too bland inside, but without the detail, it is slightly bigger. I figure's legs dropped off at the thigh turn, which means it should be very easy for the figure to fit in. But there's going to be no real aesthetics inside there, you know. But he fits in really rather nicely, and hopefully, or not hopefully, let me see. Right, need to get his legs slightly further down. There we go, and it shuts nicely. Very, very nice. Great details, great articulation, particularly on the trunk and the legs. The arms are good, but he just can't get his arms round enough this way. A bit more would be really, really nice. Okay, so let's just take his swords out, and we'll pick up the other two mechs, the steel bone sand type and the firepower type, and we will have a look. Okay, so sand type we'll put on the left, and the firepower type we'll put on the right there. 3 great mechs. If you're into tabletop and gaming, make your own rules. You have nice little mech battles. You know, so that'd be pretty damn cool. It's a good idea. I like him. He's a good-looking mech. They all are good-looking mechs. Which is my favourite one? All have their plus points. I think aesthetically, I'm torn between these two. I prefer that cockpit, but I prefer this sort of almost robotish look to this guy here. But all very, very, very nice. And I'm glad I got them. And I have another one. This one here, the Steelbone 802, which I'll be reviewing afterwards and comparing to these 3 bad boys as well. Okay, this is Awesome Action Toys. I am signing out saying please like, share and subscribe. I'll be back soon with more Awesome Action Toy videos for you. Stay happy, keep collecting, and check out my content for more Awesome Action Toy video reviews of various different scales and various different genres. Bye bye.